Alright guys, it is July 21st, 2019. We haven't had an update on any of our indoor grow stuff. The only place we have plants really going indoors here is in this little bathroom here. It's a super tiny bathroom, just room for one person to sit basically. So I was going to show a quick breakdown on something that we planned on doing, so it might help somebody else that want to do it, but we do our best work when we try to do it all in one take. So I'm going to try to do a quick show of what we have growing and then show you the avocado. So anyways, here we go. This is the silver leaf pothos, or silver splash pothos. It's kind of dwarfed. It could do a lot better. We're thinking about hanging that outside for a couple months this warm season. Currently right here, a lot of this stuff's just relegated to here until our garden's finished, and then as we go into the cold season, we plan on transplanting and fixing a lot of this stuff. This is neighbor gave us a giant aloe, and these are some of the sprigs from that, and it actually got its own sprigs coming down right here too. We've been using shish kebab sticks to kind of keep it from laying over too much, and up in that corner a little bit. This is, I believe it's jade growing over this, and it just happened to be a little teeny one that was in the plant. These are little jelly bean succulent. We just broke the little jelly beans off of one and spread them all over here, and as you can see, it's growing. And this is a Haworthia, a dwarf Haworthia, and it looks like a even little tower. Vines wrapped around it. We think it's really cool. The stuff in here is more house plants and stuff for fun and interest. This we got from a university garden center thing, and it is some kind of fern. We liked it because it's supposed to get rhizomes. We're probably going to move it down to the floor pretty soon in a bigger pot. This is Angel's houseplant. We've had this one for years, and just really colorful on the leaves, and it's got like an outline around it too. I don't know if it shows up on camera, but it almost looks photorealistic or cell shaded, but it's doing really well. This is the mimosa right here. So I'm not sure if this is the kind that gets big as a tree, but we are able to keep it kind of protected right here and everything else like that. It doesn't go off as often as they're known to do because of the fact that it's on the back of the toilet here. There's always like a little bit of a vibration, so it's kind of, and then people in and out of here and everything else like that has kind of made this one a little more resistant than I think it could be. But it's still growing, and it's really cool. It opens up when there's plenty of light, and when there's not enough light, it really closes up. So we've been able to determine when we want more light, or some of the other plants might need light, by the opening and closing of this one. And we're also weaving it around into here. Alright, let's see if we can do this. This right here is the, what do they call that one? A Warnecki. It's got dirty leaves. It'll have to be polished up. It can get 3 or 4 foot tall like a little tiny tree, so we're really excited about this one. It needs to be potted as well, but it's got to wait until we have some time and energy and space for it. So this right here is a couple lemon trees that we transplanted. These are about 2 years old. You would never guess from their size, but we just kind of like do this as a house plant. This right here, I'll go ahead and take care of that. So, and each each one of these leaves, when they're clipped, there's a super strong lemon scent. And I believe the lemon that this came from was from our local market. We grew the seeds out, and it is like a Meyer lemon, so just a really sweet lemony smell when these leaves are clipped. And I don't know if this one will ever get to production level, but we are just really thrilled with having it as a plant. I can smell that lemon really strong already. So we'll trim that up and toss it into the mulch and stuff. Alright, the last thing we have here is the, well, this is a mother of thousands. This is at the bottom of here, that we also got from a university garden sale that was going on. We went down there to talk to those guys, and it'll drop little teeny plants, but it kind of needs more light and situation. This avocado is well over 6 foot tall. It's about 7, I would say, total. It don't look like it. We've had to pull it out from the wall and lean it over. This little towel rack is kind of holding it up, and this pole here. But I'm going to show you guys what we're going to attempt to do. So it definitely needs a trim. So about 6.5, 7 foot tall. It would touch the ceiling if I was to straighten it out and push it off to the side. But it's so much of a hassle to be using the bathroom and trying to keep this tree from falling on top of you or just lingering. So we definitely need to do something with it. We tried something with the clipping that we did last year, but what are you thinking, hun?
What you originally thought?
Right here?
Yeah.
Alright, so there it is, several feet worth of top clipped off of it. That's going to help us out a lot. Where we had topped it before, we were hoping to get more branching out from the nodes of the leaves, but it just branched one time up top, so maybe we'll get a couple other branches and just bought ourselves months and months worth of time. This is getting overgrown. Take it in here and show you guys what's next. How long is the video getting?
6.
6? Okay, that's not too bad. Alright, so this one's pretty big. I'm going to estimate a good central point here. Let's say right here. Looks good to me. So here's 2 clippings. I want to make sure that the bottom clipping on this one is at about a 45-degree angle, and that's not very clean. I would do a better job. I would never do what we say. You just research what we say. Never believe what we say. Research it. Get these bottom leaves here down. It's kind of heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
And then these ones right here. Don't need much, just to collect a little bit of light to keep the plant overall alive. But you want to get rid of as much as you dare or can, because you want it to force down into the root area. It's also a good idea to kind of trim this stuff off without hurting that core piece, so that lots of more moisture can get in there. But we're a little unprepared and just kind of getting it together. Okay, this first one, what I'm going to do, the second one I'm going to do with rooting hormone, because I want the reliability of the rooting hormone to work better. This one, what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to show another option. The option with honey, and honey will help with the rooting of it to get that on there. And then the cinnamon on top of the honey helps with the antifungal part of it a little bit. So you're not likely to get it as often. We usually don't like to do this rooting in water unless it's in a darker container, because one of the problems you can get from using honey in here at all is fermentation. Too much light can cause the sugars in the honey to ferment, and it can cause rot in your plants. So the cinnamon will help out a little bit with that. So that's honey and cinnamon on there. I'll put a little bit more around here. So yeah, just watch out for that. It does work and help out a little bit, but the fermentation will cause it to rot, and I'll talk about that in a second too. So honey and cinnamon. And this one right here, let me trim that one down. Where did it go? I don't know if I'm coming in really well. I'm trying to speak loud, you guys.
And here we're just experimenting. We're hoping it works and we can get rooting, but
we tried this last time in soil, and this one is like so needing it right now that we kind of want to get it done.
yeah.
So rather than throw all this excess out after taking care of that plant, we're just going to give this a shot and see what happens. This one came from an avocado seed. It was our 4th attempt. And each attempt was several weeks and several tries in each attempt. Like 2 or 3 seeds at a time we were trying. And Angel really wanted a avocado tree, so I was excited to be able to kind of finally get one going. One of the things I would probably like to mention on this as well is After 3 or 4 days, the biggest thing that we've had for success, if we were to offer any advice in this thing, is after 3 or 4 days, you want to start changing the water. You'll start to get this slimy substance in there, and if you don't constantly renew that water and get that air, those little air bubbles and stuff in there, the roots will just rot and everything will get gross. So you want to change the water every, I'd say, 2 or 3 days, literally. So if you're willing to give it that much time and attention to change that water that often, you'll have a higher success rate, and that's our biggest biggest success rate has been making sure that that water is cleared. Even with when we started the avocado seed, is to make sure there's not too much biomaterial in there. So got the tips clipped up. Just gonna sprinkle a little bit of water on here just to kind of get it down. Putting in the rooting hormone for just a second. Alright, and then this one will go in the other bottle. Alright, let's show you guys what's next over here real quick. We only run the radioactive heat lamps for a couple hours a day to kind of turn it into a sauna in here, and then we kind of just run more efficient light bulbs. This one right here is coming all the way outside with us. This Warnecki will be over in this spot, so we have some leg room. And I'm going to put these right up here by the door. So we'll see how that goes. All right, what's the time on it?
12.
All right, 12's not too bad. We were hoping that would be a little bit shorter. We're trying to keep our videos like 8 to 10 minutes long, but this is UT and Angel, and this is the little bathroom full of just random curious plants. So we thought we'd show that to you guys and trimming a few things up, and more of attrition in here than anything else like that. But we love you. We appreciate your time. Thanks for watching.